Hello everyone, Senpai here and welcome back to the Otaku Rider channel. So first of all, I would like to sincerely apologize for the lack of contents on the channel these past few months, as I had gotten a new job that I need some time to focus on first. Now that everything is stabilized, I can get back to releasing videos. So I'm very sorry and thank you for understanding. Alrighty then, today we will be doing a test ride session for the highly anticipated Moped King contender, the Benelli RFS 150i. Like seriously, why don't just name it RFS 150i Vega 60 FPS V24 or something? It's... you know what, never mind. So please stay tuned, we will dive deeper into the bike right after this. So before we begin, I would like to throw a disclaimer. As usual, and as you guys can probably tell by now, we are not professional rider nor professional reviewer, and we only review the bike based on our direct experience when test riding it. So please understand that our opinions are purely subjective and can differ with yours. Alright, with that out of the way, let's get into the test ride review, shall we? Alrighty, just like the last test ride videos, we are going to talk about several aspects of the bike, mainly the first impression. So let's start with the height of the bike. I am 176 cm tall, and sitting on this 787mm high seat seems to pose me no problem at all. It is very comfortable and pretty easy to handle while standing still, mainly due to its lightweight nature. I think average Malaysian will find no trouble at all fitting on this bike. On top of that, the seat is rather too cushiony to the point of being mushy, which can be a good or bad thing depending on the rider. I for one don't mind it that much. Overall riding experience is pleasant. Moreover, the 15.1 HP 150cc SOHC single-cylinder engine, that's a mouthful, produces enough power to surge you forward, giving a nice pull ahead and rather mesmerizing intake sound which probably only exists within this bike. To top it off, the USD fork up front provides best handling in its class in my opinion, while the rear shocks perform admirably as well, making my riding experience feel stable and composed. Moving on to the looks/appearance department, in my opinion, the RFS has the best design out of all three supermoped, inspired by Italian touches of curves and edges, makes the bike looks good at any angle. Not to mention, the bike is filled with LED lights, be it on the headlamp, the tail lamp, or even the indicator's lamp. For the fit and finish, to me, it is decent, though it could use some more refinement. The bike that we ride is not in stock form however, but the standard color does include black, yellow, red, and blue, which is my personal favorite if you can't tell why at this point. Alright. The dash panel is good looking, I think, and it looks sporty and modern with everything that you need on a dash panel, with the addition of a clock. Oh, and AP Kud, my partner, said that this dash is the best looking out of all the supermoped. So yeah, how about that? Alright, so let's move on to the next part, where we will talk more into the technical aspects of the test ride. There are 5 main aspects, number 1 being handling, number 2 is performance, number 3 is safety and features, number 4 is price and value, and number 5 is service and maintenance. Alright, starting off with the handling. For the handling, the RFS 150i is arguably the best handling supermoped you can buy as of right now, due to the addition of a rarely seen USD front forks. Although the bike being the heaviest in the class, 126 kg weight, it does help with the stability on highways. The rear shocks also perform admirably, where no wobbliness can be found, and the chassis seems very composed, even in hard cornering. Unfortunately, as far as a SOHC single-cylinder engine goes, vibration issue is pretty much to be expected, as the bike is fairly buzzy at lower rev range, but that eventually eases out as the bike gains speed. Alright, so let's jump right into the performance part. For the performance, I'm happy to report that the Benelli has good torque accompanied with kinda insane sounding intake noise at high RPM, as if the bike is screaming, which can be fun to play with. The brakes give good enough feel and provide sufficient stopping power. Also, the bike comes with the bigger fuel tank capacity of 4.8 liters, and it is claimed that the kilometer per liter is 50, which is excellent in my book. However, nothing is perfect, of course, as the RFS 150 suffers from noticeable engine vibrations. Though one can argue that it's Italian, so it is supposed to be rough and smooth and raw. Well, I don't know, since I never owned an Italian bike before. And as much as I hate to say this, I don't quite like the engine. Two reasons mainly. First, it's lumpy on higher gears in lower RPM, and second, I think this is the rare occasion where I think the bike should be best left with 5-speed gearbox instead of 6. Okay, hear me out. I'm not bashing the bike nor I'm hating, it's just when I'm going through traffic, like for example, and I'm on, let's say, 5th gear, the bike literally produces no power at lower RPM such as 4k RPM, which boggles my mind. I even need to drop 2 gears so just I can accelerate again, which breaks my heart because I want to love this bike, you know. Besides that, I'm not sure if it is a persistent problem, but I encountered 2 incidents of false neutrals, both upshift and downshift, so I think it is worth mentioning. As for the safety and features, the bike incorporates key shutter to enhance bike security, as most supermopeds do nowadays. The bike is filled with LED lights, headlamp, tail lamp, signal lamps, which looks awesome, but might be expensive to replace. Oh yeah, right, and integrated signal lamps. Did I mention that? No? Ah, okay. Alas, as expected of performance supermoped, the bike has little to no storage compartment at all, which kinda not good, but you can always put a rack. Moving on to the price segment. Hey, here comes my favorite part. Probably the only bike that has a plus for the price, because it is affordable. Around RM 7,000 you can propose this lady over here on the road, which if you were to compare to the other competitor, where most of the price range are in the 10,000 ringgit, the value for money proposition does exist with this bike. To me, yeah, I'm not quite fond with the engine, but for what it is pretty much a bargain. Last but not least, the service and maintenance. The bike uses 1.15 liter of engine oil, so 2 bottles of engine oil if you're going to change the oil filter as well, and 1 bottle if you're going to change the oil filter. However, I need to remind you guys that this bike uses 3 spark plugs, so one might argue that, oh, it's gonna be expensive to replace all 3. but to me, as far as a moped goes, it shouldn't be all that expensive to replace. Alright guys, as for the conclusion, low budget but high desire to own a 150cc super moped, then you have come to the right place. Yes, personally, I found the engine performance to be lacking, but it is not the worst guys. Seriously, if I can only afford this bike, not the other two competitors, then I'm sure I can live with it and get used to it. Because where the bike truly shines is the handling. I don't know about you, but having a USD fork on a bike is considered high standard, especially when you put it on a super moped. That and the inclusion of 3 spark plug system that promises excellent fuel efficiency of 50 km per liter is something that you need to keep in mind. Not to mention the bargain price of 7,000 ringgit on the road, 3,000 ringgit cheaper than the competition. Do I recommend this bike? Sure. Do I prefer this bike than the other two super moped? Well, that is a whole new video on another day. Okay guys, that's all I have for this test ride. Hope you enjoyed the video or at least found the video informative. Be sure to leave a like and dislike if you think the opposite, and consider subscribing so that you will be notified when the next video comes out. Also, we have made some other test ride videos, so if you are interested, links will be in the description down below. Alright guys, I'm gonna go. This is Senpai, and as always, I'll see you in the next video. Ride safe guys.
Now. Poin terakhir yang saya memang suka adalah dia punya stability atas highway. Macam minggu lepas, shit, silap. Tak apa, teruskan. Again, one more time scene. Again. Okay. Babi lah kacau lah benda tu. Lagi sekali. Ada lupa kah? Ulang tayang. Sekejap. Ni boleh buat blooper ni. Blooper weh.